they're changing my voice. I'm going to do this in two parts. Here is why, other than my mother, I cut whites, Jews, and LGBT people off from heaven, and also the churches, the synagogues, the mosques, all religious people in religious and spiritual movements. Okay. And I'm going to cut off everyone else too. It has to do with them persecuting me, leading the charge against me, making it so no one obeys God through me, cheating me out of my rightful place, not giving me a region. You know, they didn't at least give me a region where people can go and get, you know, females get their tubes tied so they don't reproduce, so they just get transitioned out of this world. They're extreme, they're cultural, really. They're the core, the people who are the core of the culture obviously lead the charge, but it's cultural. Think about a boat, right? Township, sponsorship, okay? A battleship, mothership, right? They're on board. They are on board. Board is a play on words for boa road, right? Boa RD meaning road. Okay, they're on board of the boat, the boa T. The bait and the boat are connected as well. They bait people to go on the boat, and then they'd human traffic them. Okay, say, let me show you the indigenous person in my boat. And then they take them away and rape them and turn them out and laugh and all and mock them and so on and so forth. Doesn't take a genius to see, based on the personalities we have now and the personalities we've seen historically in the pictures and the movies, that that's what has happened here. Okay, and so it is justice. I'm not racist. I'm part white. It is justice to start off by cutting them off. Okay, you know, they've really changed the way I look, make it so I look nerdy and so on and so forth. And they've made it so I talk different, and they edit my videos and try to make me seem like a gay, whitewashed token minority, crypto Jew, things like this. So this really has to be done, okay? So before you think I'm wrong, hear me out. I'm going to do this in two parts. Here's why, other than my mother, I cut whites, Jews, and LGBT people off from heaven, also the churches, the mosques, synagogues, people in spiritual movements, what have you. Okay, Proverbs 12:3. No one can be established through wickedness, but the righteous cannot be uprooted. Okay, nobody can be established through wickedness. Okay, you can't be established by cheating me when I'm the last righteous person ever. Okay, and the top martial arts ever possible. You cannot then say, hey, what have I done? Okay, the fact that they've gone through the motions of acting like that's one of their potential plans and harass me with it far overkills that I'm right, and that is preposterous, and these scriptures must be emphasized. So again, I tell you, Proverbs 12:3, no one can be established through wickedness, but the righteous cannot be uprooted. You cannot claim that you found God outside of the divine order, and you can't claim you found God after I'm gone because of what you've done to me. That's ridiculous. Psalm 37:38, for the Lord loves the just and will not forsake his faithful ones. Wrongdoers will be completely destroyed. The offspring of the wicked will perish. So God, you put God in a situation where he has to choose between me and you. And to allow you and your offspring to go to heaven would be forsaking me and the righteous. We see in Revelation 6, I believe it is, where it says, how long, sovereign and true, until you judge the inhabitants of the earth and avenge our blood? And they were told to wait till the full number, to all the righteous who were truly righteous, not just people who seem nice. There's a difference between nice and righteous, and there's a difference between seems righteous and righteous. Okay. Again, the offspring of the wicked will perish. Let me read this again so you understand why I'm right. Psalm 37:38, for the Lord loves the just and will not forsake his faithful ones. Wrongdoers will be completely destroyed. The offspring of the wicked will perish. Around 4 o'clock today, Sunday, 6/26/2022, and the video was delayed to today. I think it's the 28th or something, or the 29th. I made a decision that I held off for many days, out of mercy, but it had to be done. I made it clear long ago, and many whites, Jews, and LGBT people agreed, mind you, they've agreed, and they agree still, that I must cut off the whites, Jews, and LGBT people in rebellion. Key word here, first. Okay? Everyone else is coming for them too, as they have done the most damage to the world and resisted God's spirit the most. Even as I write this, many whites, Jews, and LGBT people who are key social controllers that the corporate state appointed to represent their groups, while all of their groups in America are in submission, agreed and insisted on it being said in order to make people hate me. So they said, hey, you know, we agree with that logic. Works for us, right? We're functionalists, right? You know, we do whatever the governing class tells us. We just want to survive and be hedonistic and have fun. And they agreed. And they said, oh, yeah, it's going to make them hate you. Go ahead. We agree. You see what I'm saying? But of course, I'm right to do it. If you don't know that already, you're an idiot, right? and insisted on it being said in order to make people hate me. I am not moved in the slightest. If you hate me, you hate God, and anyone that is stupid enough to hate God, anyone who is that stupid, is not much of a threat to me. The Spirit is everything, and the flesh means nothing. Everyone in their group is in rebellion, but my mother is blameless as she gave me birth, and so I will allow her entrance into heaven. First, before you think you know better than I do, consider this scripture. Matthew 12:31. Listen very carefully, using the spirits of America, and the spirits of white supremacy, the LGBT community, token minorities, you and all your spirits who are not in my alpha spirit from God, which is the one true spirit of God. Okay, and the spirit of the church is like, brother, that's not God's spirit. Okay, the Lord is a warrior, not some Freemason or nerd or jock, etc., etc. Matthew 12:31. So I tell you, every kind of sin and slander can be forgiven, but blasphemy against the Spirit will not be forgiven. Insisting on white, Jewish, and LGBT supremacy and being in their spirits will not be forgiven. Right? We talk about Babylon as a group. Babylon, the great has fallen. Okay? You know, Isaiah 1, talking about the Jews as a group that is wicked, you know, and rebellious. Okay? So if you're in the spirit of that group, and you're a member of that group, okay, what should be done with you? Okay? So it says, again, so I tell you, every kind of sin can be forgiven. Every kind of sin and slander can be forgiven. But blasphemy against the Spirit will not be forgiven. To say that I'm not in the Spirit of God will not be forgiven. To be in the spirits of those who try to attack God's Spirit, even if they're joking, just going through the motions of doing it. They're like, why do you think we wait till you're reading stuff like this to fume you? Why do you think we zap your brain, you know, so to speak, right, with the fumes and the poisons that they're using, okay? And they like to wait for key moments like when I'm reading scripture, and they like to try to bombard me with perversion, okay? They try to use their covert methods, like, you know, if I'm talking about religion on the internet, for example, they have various ways of using covert methods and technologies, as Santa Cruz Police Department admitted themselves that there are gang stalkers, and they've been there for a long time harassing people in groups, okay, and they've elevated themselves using technology. And the Department of Justice, okay, their statistics show that there's millions of cases of stalking a year, and there's about 1 million cases